is going on, everybody? It is your boy Arrows here, and we're back with another video. Yay! We are making a steady push here to potentially partake in the 2026 Pokemon TCG season. There is a region, not a regionals. That'd be amazing. There is a league challenge coming up in Kingston, Ontario, which is actually relatively close to us. We have secured a ride. Now all that's waiting is to guarantee we get the time off of work. So we will be, hopefully, fingers crossed for us, going to that. But this will not be the last chance we get to go to a league challenge, a league cup, and all of that fun stuff. So I actually want to play a deck that I've always wanted to play in the Pokemon trading card game, and a deck that I was really going to try to build before A, it got really hard to get stuff, B, stuff got really expensive to buy. I mean, it still is. And C, the stuff was either a bit pricier online or they were always sold out. The deck I want to play is a deck that I really wanted to play when it got announced, and that is Raging Bolt EX paired with Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. I have always liked this deck. If you guys have seen any of my streams and stuff, you do know that I have played in a couple of online tournaments with this deck back when it was in like its beginning stages. In Twilight Masquerade. I love this deck so much. It plays very much in how I like to play. Bring up weaker threats, take it out, get lots of prizes, do lots of damage. That is kind of how I roll. So, what are we doing with this deck? Well, we have Raging Bull EX. It has 240 HP. It has the ability of the attack Bellowing Thunder. You might use Burst Roar sometimes, but it's highly doubtful. For a fighting and a electric, it does 70 damage times the number of energy you discard from your Pokemon in play. Well, discarding energy is not always a good thing for an attack. You would say, how am I going to get more than one off? We have cards like Energy Retrieval, Superior Energy Retrieval, and other ways to get the energies back from your graveyard. We also have Teal Mask Ogerpon EX to reattach energies. Now, keep in mind that Bellowing Thunder says any type of energy. It doesn't have to be fighting or electric. So, of course, we're going to combo this up with Teal Mask Ogerpon EX from the Twilight Masquerade set. It has the ability Teal Dance. You can attach a grass energy from your hand to Teal Mask Ogerpon EX, and you can draw a card when you do this. And it also has the ability, the attack Myriad Leaf Shower. It does 30 times the number of energies attached to both active Pokemon. This could be a really good cleanup hitter as well. We are using a list to base off our deck because the deck has changed drastically over the time that it's been active. The original Ogerpon deck, Raging Bolt deck, was all about popping energies on your Teal Mask Ogerpon, destroying everything with Raging Bolt, and using Professor Sada's Vitality to reattach those energies for more massive damage. But your main attacker was always Raging Bolt EX. Ogerpon would come in if need be, and early builds ran either Sandy Shocks EX or Slitherwing to deal out some extra damage. The deck has changed drastically since then. So we got some packages. We're gonna build the deck. We're gonna do a little series, unlike the other series that I've started with this, where we've just kind of abandoned it between that. It's not gonna be the case this time. I'm gonna get my friends to help me playtest. We're gonna playtest a lot on TCG Live. Pretty much gonna be all of our streams leading into our TCG Nuzlocke, which starts in a couple weeks. Really excited to do this. So we got some mail today we're going to look into. I have another package coming tomorrow, so we'll probably record like a quick little update video for it tomorrow. And I think with that, minus a few cards, we will have everything to build a core version of this deck. Now, the hardest card for us to find to get our hands on will ultimately be a Pheasantipity EX. I'm hoping when we go to the set championships, we'll be able to pick one up day of. We'll have 2 deck lists ready with a Pheasantipity EX in it and a Mew EX if we don't have a Pheasantipity EX by that time. But I'm hoping everything will work out and we will have a copy of that card by the time we get to our first event. So I'm really excited to do this. We've talked about the cards. I'm going to show you guys the deck list we're going to work off of, and then we will go from there. So this is the deck list we like. I'm actually really a huge fan of this deck. I like everything about this deck. Our Hoots are going to be a little bit different for now until I can get my hands on the other ones. when we're ordering stuff online, they didn't have any of them, so we are going to be unfortunately be using the 80 HP Hoot Hoots. We will get more Hoot Hoots. That is not the big concern right now because we'll figure that out as we go. So the Hoot Hoot doesn't matter. It's a 70 HP. It's okay. The Knocked Owl is the newest, coolest addition to this deck. I like this addition to this Knocked Owl. The Knocked Owl has the ability Jewel Seeker. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, if you have any Terra Pokemon in play, Teal Mask Ogerpon is a Terra Pokemon. You can search your deck for any for up to 2 trainer cards, reveal them, put them into your hand afterwards. I love the addition of Knocked Owl to this. It has amazing synergy with Teal Mask, which you're already going to want to get as many of these on the board as you can to do crazy stuff with. We also are running Fan Rotom. You can only its ability Fan Call can only be used on our first turn, and I can search your deck for up to 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 HP or less, and put them in my hand. This is fantastic because all our Hoot Hoots, our Knocked Owl, as well as our 1 copy of Ditto, all have less than 100 HP. So we are going to be able to put them out into our hands really, really quickly. The Baby Raging Bull is a new addition to this deck, and I'm actually super jazzed to be playing with it. I think out of all the ancient Pokemon or future Pokemon, I think Raging Bolt might actually be my favorite. I actually really love it in the game, and I think card form, I think the art is always spectacular, and I think the attacks are always very, very good. And the Baby Raging Bolt is no different. For a lightning and a fighting, Thunderburst Storm does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each energy attached to this Pokemon. That is very, very key to one Pokemon. You do not have to hit the active Pokemon. If you can bring something up that your opponent can't do anything with, you can work around that active Pokemon to take out threats on the bench with this thing. It also has a Dragon Headbutt for 130 for a fighting, a lightning, and a colorless, but honestly, I don't ever see that attack being useful. Koraidon, Ancient Koraidon is another great card. This is really good for cleaning up with revenge KOs. If Unrelenting Onslaught does 30, but if one of our ancient Pokemon use an attack on our last turn, its deck does an additional 150 more damage. So it's going to do 180 for 2 energies. This is a really solid cleanup hitter to take something out and only take 1 prize loss back in return. We talked about Ditto, but this Ditto has an amazing ability. Transformative Start. Once during your first turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may search your deck and choose a basic Pokemon you find there, except any Ditto, and discard this Ditto and all cards attached to it and put the chosen Pokemon in its place. So this Ditto can transform into whatever you want if it's in the active spot, which is really, really helpful. We also have a 1 copy of Shen Pao. It's in here because it destroys stadiums. I don't know what other reason why. Like I said, we're using this deck as a base, but some things could change as we go. Pheasantipity is a great card for this deck. Not Pheasantipity. Pheasantipity is a great card for this deck, but we're talking about Squawkabilly. There's a lot of birds in this deck. Squawkabilly EX is a colorless Pokemon with 160 HP. It has the ability Squawk and Seize. Once during your first turn, you may discard your hand and draw 6 cards. You can't use more than 1 Squawk and Seize a turn. This is really good if we open up with a bunch of energies. We can use Squawk and Seize to load them into our discard pile so that we can use Professor Sada's Vitality to reattach them to our ancient Pokemon. Really good card. Latias EX is in here because it will give all of our basics no retreat. Fantastic. And then, of course, we talked about Pheasant. We talked about Squawkabilly. Let's talk about the other bird, Pheasantipity EX. This is one of the best abilities in the game. It has the ability Flip the Script. Once during your turn, if any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, we get to draw 3 cards. It has an attack called Cruel Arrow. I don't think we'll ever use this, but if we do, it does 100 to one of our opponent's Pokemon, which is fantastic. So this is like the core list that we want to start with. We'll probably work in and out of pieces as we play more games, either on TCG Live or IRL with friends. I'm really excited to play this deck. I love the idea of being able to attach energies with your Sada's Vitality, draw cards, move those energies around with energy switch. We have extra attachments with Crispin. We have ways to get stuff back with Night Stretcher. I really like this deck. I'm really excited to play it. We're not at the point where we can play it yet, but we do have packages coming in the mail this week. We got 2 of them today. We're going to get 1 of them tomorrow. So we might do a cool little short tomorrow opening up our other package, or we might actually just record another video like this and show you guys the start of our deck. So let's get into the packages today. We have a package from 401 Games. We also have a package from Deck Out Gaming that came in this giant box. It's only like 4 cards. But let's get into this opening right now. We'll show you what we got. We'll talk about the cards. We'll talk about what we're still missing. We're talking about where we go from there. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so because everything is, because the core of the deck is in this 401 Games package, we're going to open up this box first. They literally sent me an entire box for 4 cards. So from when we ordered from Deck Out Gaming, the only option we had was the parcel shipping, which is kind of wild. All this for a parcel. So this is what we got from our Deck Out Gaming file. So from Deck Out Gaming, we got our Latios. We got our Latios EX, which is super, super good. We got our Latios EX, and we also got our 3 Steel Mask Ogerpon EXs. I cannot tell you how excited I am to have this card. Ogerpon is probably my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon. I do like Raging Bolt, but I think I like Ogerpon just a little bit more. I like the story with Ogerpon in the Teal Mask DLC. I love all the Ogerpon forms in VGC, and I really love this card in the TCG. Actually, we picked up some stuff from our local card shop today too. I should have probably shown you guys that as well, but maybe we'll do that in tomorrow's video with the rest of our cards. So we got our 3 Teal Mask Ogerpons and our Latias, sorry, and we have our giant 401 Games order. So this is the biggest package of everything we've got. So after this video, all we will be missing for this deck is coming in the mail, is I believe this Xian Pao, the Fan Rotoms, the Crispin. I believe that's it. I believe everything in this package is the core of the deck. So open it up here. 401 Games, if you guys are looking to buy in Canada, so they're usually a really great store. They usually have really great stock. So we have some snow-covered mountains for our friend Knight of M, as he's building Cranko. We have a ton of cards in this. So a lot of this stuff I'll probably already have stuff for it, but it's in other decks, and I don't want to take it out of other decks. We have 2 Earthen Vessels. We have 3 Asada's Vitality. This is for we have 2 copies of Lavencia. This is for a different deck, but I figured they were in there. I might as well pick them up. We have 1 Secret Box for Gardevoir. Yes, I have a Gardevoir deck. I'm one of those people. Have our Koraidon. Have our 4 Hoot Hoots of the 80 HP variety. I will have 70 HPs before we go for the tournament. We have 4 Noctowls. I know the deck only calls for 3, but I might mess around with the 4th one because it's just a really good card. We have 3 Area Zero Underdepths. We did grab some bug catching sets, but I do know that the deck isn't calling for one. But we'll mess around and see if we like it. If you guys don't know, this lets you look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You can grab up to any energy or grass energy or grass Pokemon you reveal. So this was an early build. I know it's not in a lot of like the current builds, but I like the card and I wouldn't mind messing around. Oh, I lied. There's another Earthen Vessel. For some reason, it wasn't with the rest of them. We have our Baby Raging Bolt and our Slitherwing. I grabbed this because I do think it's a really good card. I know places aren't really running it as much anymore, but A, I like it. And B, I think, like with some of the other stuff that I'm not 100% sure about, I think this is A, another target for us to attach energy to with Sada's Vitality. And B, it is just another ancient ability that we can use, an ancient attack that we can use, and then do stuff with Koraidon on the next turn. That is the core of the deck. We pretty much have everything with what I got from my local card shop today. I'm really excited to build this. I am super. So what we'll do is with the stuff that we have tomorrow, we'll show you guys the first rough draft of the deck, talk about what we're still missing, and then we will go from there. We'll get some games in. Hopefully we'll be actually able to record some games this time, and we will go from there. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this initial start into this deck. I am really, really excited to play this deck. I love the way it has evolved to include like the non-EX ancient Pokemon. I love that we have more options to put stuff on with Sada's Vitality. I love that we're going to be able to switch energy around. Some of the other cards I want to look at in for getting in this deck is an Ends Plan, which lets you freely move energy around. So a lot of good stuff. And we have stuff for other decks because we're always thinking about Pokemon. Yeah, we'll be back with another video talking about more mail, stuff that we got from local card shops, and then we'll start doing some gameplay stuff. Really excited. Hopefully you guys are too. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ding the notification bell if you want to be alerted to whenever we post any card game content. The channel is primarily going in on Lorcana and Pokemon because that's where my big things are right now. We'll be streaming lots of Lorcana, lots of Pokemon this week. If you're watching this in the week that it's recorded, it's going to be a fun time. Fun time. You guys are awesome. I will see you in the next video. Catch you on the streams. Catch you on social media. I'm always down to talk about card games. And as always, friends, stay safe out there. And I will see you when I see you. Bye.